Hello, everybody. My name is Michael Buchanan, and today I'm talking about Chapter 4 of the Leadership Communication Perspective. Goes into the the creativity and charismatic of leaders, and it talks about some of the advantages and blocks you can have into being a charismatic leader and really getting your getting your followers to turn into leaders. Of course, the front page of the chapter talks about you want to make your employees into other leaders, so you don't want to make basically turn your followers into leaders. So it talks about the hierarchy of needs of employees or really human beings in general, and then of course at the very top is the self actualization needs to feel fulfilled in their work or their workplace, or um, to be credited for their work. Self actualization. Next one's the self esteem. Next one's belonging and love needs, safety needs, and physiological needs. Basic survival is at the base. But it talks about some of the blocks that has to. It talks about how you can kind of be a creative leader and be charismatic. It talks about your preparation, incubation, illumination, and your final step of verification. Each are just the different ways of you first have your idea of how you want to be creative in your workplace, and then it goes into how kind of goes into rest on how you don't think about it for a while, enters your subconscious, and then you have other ideas, you have other things that show or you have other ideas that help you be creative, and hopefully the two will connect, and so that's kind of the incubation period. Illumination is when you kind of get that bright light of this is what we can do, this is how we can implement it, and then your verification is where you go for it and see if it works, and basically throw shit against the wall and see if it sticks. If it doesn't, of course, you move on. They talk about roadblocks with perpetual, emotional, and cultural environment blocks. Perpetual, I kind of like that one. It's just from obstacles from thinking clearly. It could be a stressful situation. It could be, fucking fire alarms, gunfire. That's just kind of the extremes of it. Emotional is something could be going on in your life. Your girlfriend could have broke up with you. Someone could have passed away. Any emotional distress that would prohibit you from staying focused. Those are pretty self-explanatory and common sense. Cultural and environmental, environment, the people that you work with, could not listen to you, could just basically throw your ideas away and not give you any kind of verification those ideas are legitimate. It's okay that they disagree, but the fact that their environment or their culture could prohibit you from doing that because it could be offensive to them or whatever. Going on, so to be creative in the workplace, you need to be a problem solver. You need to find problems. I liked how it talked about how you can go troubleshooting, basically look for trouble, look for ways in the company, and basically talk to people, find gaps in the company of what they should be doing, what they're not doing, and how you can find, and then that's when you can create ideas on how to bridge those gaps and make the company more effective and efficient. These ideas, come with just basically getting out there, talking to people. Um, it talks to people. You need to stay in contact with task forces, talk to stockholders, political science people. Things were just going around the place, and that's how you kind of find these things. Being interactive with your workers helps them see you as a charismatic leader and a creative leader, because you're kind of right down there with them. I believe you need to be a servant leader. It's different from pointing your finger and telling these people what they need to do, because that's not really motivating. They're just gonna see you as an authoritative type of leader, and they're just gonna say, fuck that guy, like he's just a normal asshole prickhead boss. And so, getting down there, getting dirty, doing the task along with the followers and the employees shows that you're right there with them, you care about them, and you're willing to get your hands just as dirty as they are, if not even more dirty. I think you can even go even further than them just to show them how much you are right there with them and how much you are there for them. staying in contact with your employees, checking up on them, not always talking about work, learn about their personal life a little bit, what's going on, what things they have to go home to. Those are great ways to connect yourself with your employees and to have them spark inspiration in working for you. Other things talk about that's servants leadership. Other things talk about people are willing to be inspired for the business when they are looking to push their forefronts. So the book talks about medical terminology or medical advancement, and people are willing to work for that because that involves the greater good of the company and the greater good for themselves. And ultimately, it's more money and increases their ladder so they can climb higher into the work field. So that was just kind of the things that they want to talk about with the charisma and creativity into making the company better and making your employees better and inform. And in a sense, it pushes the company forward and everybody improves because everyone's got to be able to pull their own weight. So anyway, thank you so much for listening. Hope you have a great day.